happened to me. I was doing a training session with some beautiful people here in children's ministry, and I said, "Tell me your questions." But really, in all the time that we had together, I didn't have the chance to get through all of these questions, and I would really love to be able to do that and help and support others who have these questions as well. So I thought I might talk about them here, and then they can be shared everywhere. The question for today is, how do you continually motivate a team to lead kids ministry? And that's a great question, because often kids ministry and even parenting is the hidden thing that is not always seen, and it just goes on and on and on. And we do need to keep our motivation up. And you might have lots of stories, but this is my story on how I found what motivated me and also others around me. And that was creating a holy dissatisfaction. That began for me by just a wonderful connection or a reconnection with a dear friend of mine who started to tell me about stories of her sons having amazing encounters with the Lord. And when she started to tell me these stories about them seeing angels and having visions and dreams, it seemed to me her sons had an amazing relationship and faith with the Lord. I began to get hungry and thirsty for that for my children at home and also the kids in my ministry. So all I could think of to do at that time was ask her to share her stories with my team. So that's what she did. And that created us all in the same place of having a hungry dissatisfaction for wanting more of God by storytelling. And that was very purposeful. We did that for a number of years. That really helped us. Unbeknown to me, that also created a common vision by storytelling, that we were all moving in the same direction for the same vision of hungering and thirsting for more. And it motivated us to actually then also pray together. So not only was the storytelling creating dissatisfaction that made us want more, we started to have the same vision, but also praying together really heartfelt prayers of wanting this for our kids and every kid that we came in contact with. From there, we also had to take moments just to pause and celebrate what God was doing. And we found that to be wonderful, just to rejoice and as if it were to feast on His goodness of what He was doing in our midst. Whether that would be a child integrating into our programs, seeing someone healed, seeing a child have a vision and encounter. And we would then share those stories with everybody we could because it was good news. And we would email our pastor and tell him what was going on, email parents and tell them what was going on, because it did us all good and it fed us, and it also fed our hunger and dissatisfaction. So I found that really, really helpful stuff. So the other thing that I would say is always make sure that you do this relationally. Build relationships with your team, who you're serving with, whether it be inside your church, outside of your church, or anywhere. Make sure you're doing this relationally because they are people and they have relational needs as well. And when we connect with one another heart to heart on a common mission, that's really what we're all looking for and what the church is meant to be doing.